Round 1. Fight!
What is going on, BW Sports One World? It is week 2 of Combat Zone. That's right, where we fight, talk nothing about combat sports. Oh, we got some recaps to go over on the picks last week. And, of course, we have a major MMA bout coming up tomorrow from Fight Island. That's right, folks. The return of Conor McGregor as he takes on Dustin Poirier. And I'm telling you right now, I can't wait for this fight. And we'll talk about it here in a minute. But first, let's talk about these awesome partners we got over here at BW Sports One. That's right, Elite Performance. If you want to look like this, I don't know if you could look this good. Not everybody can. It's okay. But like this, 765-499-1005. That's right. Check Zach out over at Elite Performance. Excuse me. Also, Aries Academy and Aries Sports Vision Training. I'm going to tell you what, guys. If you've never had a sports vision exam done, if you've never heard about this, check out Aries Sports Vision and Aries Academy. I just started the academy part of it last week. First couple days, literally, my eyes and my brain felt exhausted after going through the training. Now it's not exhausted, but they feel like they're working. It's feeling like the eyes are doing a workout itself. Check them out, honestly. Especially you younger athletes, high school, junior high. You can start them out. That's great. 317-537-7433. And if you're looking to buy or sell a home, check out our rock star Realty, Shawn Nugent. Call Shawn at Talk to Tucker today, 317-503-8322. Now, without further ado, let's get to talking about some fighting action going on. Last week in the UFC's first ABC broadcast, you know, it's ABC 1 or Fight Night 200, whatever it is. They came out, they put on a show, and it was on prime time. It wasn't on prime time because it was during the day, but it was on a prime broadcast station. Awesome job. Let's get right into it. The co-main event of the night had Carlos Condit going up against Matt Brown. And I said that Condit was going to win, and I was correct. But start off, the control on top by Matt Brown, was astounding. Condit couldn't do much. He couldn't get much going in that first round. So Brown did kind of take that round 10-9 in my book, and I think on the judges' scorecards. But my problem was there wasn't much movement from Matt on the top. I don't know if he was hesitant to get in there with Carlos on the ground, because we all know that Carlos is that lengthy guy. He's got those long legs. He could wrap him around, and he about did. It wasn't really close, but you saw him starting to work those legs around the neck, trying to kind of bait Brown into a triangle or an armbar. I know for sure it was a triangle at first. It may try to slip to an arm, but it didn't get it. Going into the second and third round, there was Carlos. It was Condit's time. In the second round, I don't know if anybody saw this or not, but I know I did, and it was exciting to me to see that side sweep takedown by Carlos Condit. That was an awesome move. It's not used a lot, and because a lot of the times you slip, you miss, and you're on the ground, and the guy's coming on top of you right then. So, awesome move, Condit. Did a great job. He had full control of the second round. Third round, Brown took the first nut shot of 2021. He got it. It didn't take him too much, but Condit still worked that round. Third round still went to Condit. I don't think it was the crotch shot that got him tired, as some may think. I'm going to tell you you're wrong, because I could tell Brown started getting tired at about a third of the way into the second round. You could just see it. If he wasn't there already by the end of the first from trying to do something on top, he definitely was there by, like I said, the end of the third portion of the second round, or the first third, I'm sorry, of the second round, and Condit went on for that. To the main event, man, Max Holloway put on a hell of a show for us. He was all over that poor boy Cater. Decent round in the first. It was kind of, it could go both ways. We all knew that. Second round, split. Yeah. I don't know if, I believe this was one of the rounds that got a 10-8, and that's exactly how I scored it. It was 10-8. The knockdown. That was it. Third round, fourth round, fifth round. I mean, it was a no contest, really. I mean, Max Holloway came in there with a purpose, with full of passion, and he handled his business. Now, let me say something here. I don't care about showboating as much as others. I don't see it as totally bad. And he's considering himself the best boxer in MMA, which you see it. Yeah, okay, you're damn good. But, man, when you're putting your chin out there like he did, all it's going to take is that one shot. And we all saw, remember, Anderson Silva versus, Weidman. Chris Weidman. Weidman caught him. He was showboating. Don't showboat until the fight's over, son. Because until that bell rings for the final ding, anything can happen. But congratulations, Max Holloway's moving on. You're looking at Oliveira had a very good showing, too. That may be the match to make, honestly, between those two. I think, honestly, that's it. There's a lot of Khabib talk. Khabib is not coming back. He is not coming back until he wants to, regardless of what Dana White says. He's coming back. No, he's not. No, he's not. You know why? For one, he told his mom he wouldn't. He's holding on to that promise to his mom. Second is, excuse me. Second is he's starting his own promotion over there in Russia. He's getting that taken care of. He's going to be running that, and I don't see any problem. I don't see anything happening where he's going to be like, okay, yeah, let me go back in there because Daddy Dana wants Dana. Yep, you know what I'm talking about. Daddy Dana. There you go. But again, great showing for Max Holloway. Now, let's get in to the fight of January 2021. We know what we're talking about. It is the return of Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier. I can't wait for this matchup, folks. It's not the only fight on the card worth watching, worth paying for the fights, for the event. But this is the one that everybody wants to talk about. This is the one everybody wants to see. Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. 26-6 for Dustin Poirier. 22-4 for Conor McGregor. Both are standing at 5'9". Both have came in at a weight dead on at 145. No. Yes. I'm sorry. Yes. 145. Conor has a slight 2-inch reach advantage with the arms, and Poirier has a half an inch advantage on the leg reach. Now, when this came out, the odds were -300 for Conor McGregor, +240 for Dustin Poirier, and right now, I just checked, and right now, it's moved slightly at an advantage to McGregor, obviously, at -310 to Dustin Poirier's +250. Not a big move, but big enough to see what's going on. So I can't wait to watch this fight. Where's my money going? I'm going to tell you where my money's going. So, you talk to any fighter. Yes. Conor McGregor is an outstanding fighter. He's an awesome athlete. He's an amazing fighter in the cage. Not so much in the boxing ring against Floyd Mayweather or, Manny Pacquiao, which is supposedly happening. But regardless, in the cage, in MMA, he is a phenomenal athlete, and we can't take anything away from him on that. However, he has had one hell of a layover. He's not been in an actual cage, in an actual fight, in an actual event for a long time now. Will that cause a factor? To an extent, yes, I think it will. But let's talk about Dustin Poirier. And I'm going to tell you right now, Dustin Poirier is not getting as much love and respect, I think, in the MMA world in general, especially to the, I don't want to say fair weather, but the casual MMA fans. He's not getting a lot of love and respect at all. Everybody thinks on that aspect. Everybody thinks that Conor McGregor is going to come in and smash the daylights out of Poirier. And I'm going to tell you to back your bus up. Dustin Poirier is a different fighter from the first time these two guys met. Conor McGregor has said it. Conor McGregor at the weigh-ins and at the press conference the day before, it was either yesterday or Wednesday, I can't remember which day, it may have been yesterday. He met in the center of the stage. I have not seen Conor McGregor shake somebody's hand in a long time leading up to their fight. Afterwards, yes. Leading up to the weigh-ins and the events of the week of the fight, haven't seen that. That's telling you right there, for one, either A, Conor's changed a little bit, which I don't think so, on that aspect, excuse me. But two, he sees a man in front of him that can beat him. Literally in his mind somewhere, there was a respect enough to shake the man's hand. They didn't cause no riffraff like we've seen in the past with pre-fight stuff with McGregor at weigh-ins and stuff like that. It's a very respectable fighter. I'm sorry, very respectable weigh-in. Now, again, Poirier is no joke. He did get the title. He did hold that belt. Regardless as if it was when Conor was not in or not, Dustin Poirier had the belt. He rose to the top after their fight. And my money, if you bet your ass, my money is going on the underdog. Dustin Poirier will win this fight tomorrow from Fight Island in the UFC against Conor McGregor. Mark it down, take a picture, write a note card. I don't give a beep, because that's what I'm saying. That's what's going to happen. Boom. End of story on that. Now, again, I said that this wasn't the only fight on the card that I really want to see. I'm going to mention just two other fights on this that I think is going to be really good. Juliana Pena and Sarah McMahon. Both of these girls are phenomenal. Neither one, we haven't seen them in a little bit, but that's okay, because these girls can get in there and bang. And when I say bang, I mean they're going to leave it all out in the cage. And I'm going to go with Pena on this one. Very slight underdog at plus 110 to Sarah McMahon's minus 130. Sarah's phenomenal. I just think that Juliana is coming back in and saying, you know what? I had the chance before. I got to go through this again. And I'm sorry, I'm looking over my notes right here. She does have a 3-inch reach advantage. They're both standing at 5'6". Strike counts and accuracies, relatively the same. Takedown accuracies and averages are relatively the same. It's going to be a damn good fight, folks. But bet your ass on Julia Pena. The second one that I want to look at this is early in the fight, or early in the card. Masvidal Evlov, very, very high favorite against Nick Lentz. Why did I bring this fight up? Because I really think that there could be a major upset in this one. Nick Lentz has been, just striving for the UFC for so long. He's finally there. Now let's see if he can bring the heat. And I think he will. So there you go. 3 upsets on the card for this week. Pay attention. Now, little other news. Unfortunate news, guys. UFC veteran Paul Verhoeven, died of COVID at age 51. He was at UFC 6, made his debut. The Polar Bear, 6'8", 300 pounds. Went into the quarterfinals, I believe, in UFC 6. Won his quarterfinal match, but then met Tank Abbott. And at that time, Tank was a tank. And Tank Abbott, won that match. But he came back not a few months later in the UFC 7 tournament and did fairly well again. So it's a sad day for that. RIP. Thank you for the memory, sir. You will be missed. Another unfortunate news, COVID-19 has struck again. Fedor Emelianenko is sitting in a hospital right now, hospitalized by COVID-19. So, Fedor, we're sending our love and respect and prayers and thoughts to you guys. I hope that you guys are able to make it out of there with very little complications, very little ongoing issues, if any. Fedor, we're thinking about you guys. Now, last week on the show, we talked a little bit about the USADA pulling marijuana off the banned substance list. Got a little bit of conversation going over the past week, but I'm going to hold off on talking about that anymore because there's something else that I really want to stress to everybody and talk about. But before we do that, we were able to have another amazing interview this week, and this one comes from Brad Machine Gun Kelly. That's right, folks. I watched his first debut fight in bare knuckle fighting back at BKFC 15 in December. It was a hell of a fight. The dude was, and I talked to him, and you'll see the full interview is up on YouTube channel right now, BW Sports 1. Check out the full interview, but I'm going to give you a little clip here. Now, in the full video, we're talking about, how at the beginning of this fight, he took a few shots, and it was like, ooh, man, he's taking some damage. I hope, he can come back and rejuvenate himself. Well, he talked about it in the interview. He took a shot to the rib. First real bare knuckle shot to the rib, and it was definitely, not what he liked because it broke. The rib broke, but it woke him up, and he continued on, and he was able to win that fight. But let's talk a little bit about the difference with Brad in between MMA, boxing, and the difference in having those gloves on and not having those gloves on and taking that punch. So let's listen in real quick to a portion of the interview that I had with Brad. Explain that fighter instinct that you were talking about. Like when you got hit, when you got on the ground and you hit him that first time, then boom, it clicked. Kind of explain to the BW Sports 1 fans what that is.
Well, it's just a fight or flight, man, kind of thing. A lot of people have it and a lot of people don't. A lot of people, they can have a good offensive striking, and all of a sudden they get cracked one time, and they're like, oh, man, they go into ghost mode. Like, what do I do now? They freeze up. And I think that comes from lack of getting hit in the gym. And I don't recommend brain damage in the gym and hard sparring all the time, but you have to know what it's like to take a punch. So in my opinion, that's what you got to do. You got to learn how to take a punch, and if you don't, you're gonna freeze up. You're gonna tap out. You're gonna check out. So it's all about a fight or flight. And to me, I have that heart to where when I do get hurt, I don't even show emotion because I have so many wars in the gym sparring. If I get hit, I don't show it, or if I get hurt, I don't show it.
That's that great defense.
It is. But also, like the defense in bare knuckle is different. Your hands feel real naked. Like you feel it's like, oh man, this is legit like street fighting right here. You know, it's
Right.
it's not technical boxing, it's not MMA, it's fighting. You know, that's what it comes down to.
There you go, folks. Brad Machine Gun Kelly, BKFC fighter. Thank you, Brad, again. Thank you, Audra, for allowing you guys to spend some time with me on the interview. Check the full interview out, BW Sports One's YouTube channel. Click that like and subscribe for us. We greatly appreciate it. Now, let me get back to this last final thought that I have for this week. I will say I'm actually getting ready right after this show. I'm hopping in the iRacing chair. I'm racing with my team in the 24-hour race at Daytona tonight. So from right after this till about 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow evening on Saturday, we'll be running a race. So this is going to be my last thought of the night, last thought of the week. Please let me know what you think on this. I have no problem dropping people's names. I do not want to even give this piece of shit any love by dropping their name on this show. So, I'm going to explain to you why I'm calling this guy a piece of shit. Everybody knows in combat sports, pay-per-view money and ticket sale money and all this, that, and the other go towards paying the fighters what they deserve. You want to talk about boxing makes millions compared to MMA guys. Yep, they do. And hopefully it kind of levels out somewhere. These MMA guys deserve just as much as boxers do. They're both putting their bodies at risk. They're both putting their livelihood at risk. And they deserve getting money. What happened yesterday? I got into Facebook for a minute and I saw some piece of shit saying, literally broadcasting to the world, that he doesn't see why BKFC bumped their pay-per-view price up on this fight coming up February 5th. Paige Van Zandt, Bret Hart. Well, they got to pay their fighters. And you know what? That's what they did. But this piece of shit went on Facebook and said, oh, $40? Now I know why the page is blah, blah, blah. I guess I'm going to stream it. I'll find a stream. Are you serious? You're a piece of shit. You're stealing from the fighters. Plain and simple, point, period, the end. You're stealing from the fighters. You're a thief. You're a piece of shit. And again, I'm not even going to say your name. But you know what? I bet this whole MMA world, or the whole combat world, knows exactly who I'm talking about. And if you don't, you can gladly go on Facebook, look up Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, or BKFC, and I bet you find somebody, or you coulda, you may not now because the BKFC hopefully put a stop to them using their name. But this guy puts out there that, and all of a sudden he's giving reasons and excuses of why he's going to do this. Guess what? You piece of shit, thank you. You know why I say thank you? Because you just opened the door for real people like myself, like my friends at Cage Side, Chris down there in Florida, like the real people who spend our fucking money to watch these guys fight and put on a show for our entertainment. Not anything else, but to put on a show for our entertainment. And you are going to be a piece of shit and steal the money right from underneath their chin, their nose, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You're a piece of shit. And I hope all you guys out there that are pirating these fights just as well can fall off somewhere. Because again, you are making this combat sport industry pissed on. I'm pissed, and it has nothing to do with me. I'm pissed because it's the reason. It's the whole value of paying the pay-per-view, of paying for a ticket to go to these things. It's giving the promotion the money to pay the fighters. Now, granted, we've seen in the past, not all promotions will actually pay their fighters what they deserve. We all know it. We've been in the local scene. We've seen it around Indianapolis and in Indiana as a whole. That's why there's not as many promotions around the areas, because you sifted out the pieces of shit. Okay? A promotion's first number one job is to keep your fighters and your staff safe. Number two is to pay those said fighters and that staff correctly, fairly, justly. Okay? Anytime you watch a stream, you grab a stream from a bullshit website, and you go out and you're watching that and you're not paying the tickets, you're not paying the pay-per-views, you're screwing over the fighters that deserve it, because they are putting their lives, their bodies, their minds, everything on the fucking hook to entertain you. And if you're not going to pay them, how in the fuck can these promotions do that? You know why? Because they aren't able to if you are stealing streams. Get it together, guys. If you know anybody else that knows these types of things go on, we all know they do. We're not ignorant. We're not stupid to the fact. We all see it happening. It is what it is. I can't stop it myself. But I have no problem spending the $20, $30, $40, $50, $60 or whatever it is. Now, boxing's a little crazy. I will say that. But you get 6 guys together. And I'm sorry, yes, you could social distance with 6 guys. If you split $60 pay-per-view between 6 guys, do the fucking math. That's only $10, you piece of shit. And that's part of your business. You put a promotion's name inside your Facebook page name. Okay? Again, I'm not going to say the name of the thing, because hopefully my friends at BKFC have now stopped it, have now probably serving legal papers to that piece of shit. And I hope you do. I hope you get sued for it. I hope you get stopped, dropped, and rolled on, because, again, you open the door for people like myself, the real people who do it the real way, spend the money to watch these fights, cover these fights, put blogs out on them, and we paid the money. You know why? Because we helped the fighters progress in their career. Either win or lose, that doesn't matter. They deserve to get paid regardless. Whatever they signed up for, they deserve to get paid. And 9 times out of 10, they actually deserve to get paid a little bit more. So fuck you, all you pieces of shit that's stealing money from these fighters, because the promotion, you say the promotion's pay-per-view's too much. You know what? Go kick rocks. We don't need you. But I appreciate you. Thank you for being an idiot, because you allowed me to put my foot in the door to have interviews with fighters, with staff members, with owners, with promoters, all that. You know why? Because, again, I do it the right way. Just like my buddy Cage Side Chris. End of story. Done deal. Bye, Felicia. Now, really quick, before I end, I'm going to throw up a little, what do we got here? Yep. Little future fights. Yeah, coming on. Obviously, tomorrow, again, UFC 257, Poirier and McGregor 2. Next week, next Saturday, we got the big Caleb Plant versus Caleb Trax IBF Super Middleweight title up for grabs. And that is right, folks. In just 2 weeks away, February 5th, BKFC 16, Knuckle Mania, Paige Van Zant, Britton Hart. I can't wait to see this. And there's 3 main fights on the card, the three main events. There's a and thing. So you got Paige Van Zant and Britton Hart 4.0. You know I got your back, girl. Keep doing what you're doing. That headlines. You have Johnny Bedford going up against Win. Can't remember the guy's first name. I'm sorry, sir. That's for the belt. Bedford's putting up his belt on the line. Win's an awesome fighter, and I can't wait to see that fight. And also, Quentin Hero Henry going up against Chris the Crippler Lieben in Lieben's retirement match. That is going to be a fight for the ages. I think both of them are going to go in there and start banging on each other, and we'll see who falls first. We will see who falls first. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us. Combat Zone every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the BW Sports 1 page and channel. And as always, we keep it sporty just like on Wednesday nights. That's right. Real quick rundown. Sundays, got Checkers and Wreckers, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in the morning for everything that goes fast, drives hard. I'm sorry. Drives hard, shifts fast. Nope. Drives fast, shifts hard. He keeps the rubber on the road or slings that dirt. Monday nights, Bet Your Ass with Rafael Esparza, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesdays, the State of Basketball goes live, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time from the one in the eye of the storm. That's right. Wednesdays is the football, guys, and wait for it because we will be announcing the new show name. That's right, folks. Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursdays, get your mind right. Keep that positive vibes going and flowing in your brain with Quantum Inspirations with Monica P. right here on Friday nights right here at Combat Zone 7:30. And Saturdays, we end the week with a little bit of super kicking action. Super kicking it with Steven. That's right. 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's everything for the Squared Circle. Folks, we are out. We're getting ready to take on the 24 hours of Daytona. Here we come. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you got any... if you want to throw out some comments, questions, concerns, email us info.bwsports1@gmail.com. Check out the website, bwsports1.com. Subscribe to the newsletter. We send some special stuff out there. Check it out. We'll see you next week. Peace!